Starting again. Hey, that's sitting better this time. So, what we're going to talk about now is, and we're going to freeball it again because that seems to be working a whole lot better. So, a couple of weeks back now, I had my first quite big, like, depressive episode in a long time. So, for those of you listening, if you're not familiar, I have bipolar disorder. I have a form of bipolar called cyclothymia, so it's more mild than full-blown bipolar. I've never been
So
hospitalized, nothing like that.
would you call it like level one, two, three?
So,
Because I had to tell that to the doctor, to the pediatrician,
okay,
and I said like,
so
oh yeah, he's like level one. Can I
so
say that?
so there's I'm pretty sure there's bipolar 1 and bipolar 2, and cyclothymia is before that, and I don't know the two differences between bipolar 1 and bipolar 2, but the big difference for what I have, and I say bipolar because it is a bipolar family and it's fucking easier to just say that. A full-blown bipolar, your episodes of mania and the depression. So the mania typically lasts for 3 to 4 days, and the depression can last for a couple of weeks. Whereas mine, the depression never really gets much more than say 4 or 5 days, and the episodes of mania never got more than say 1 or 2 days.
Okay.
So just shorter time frames. Still just as intense, but shorter time frames. And mine was also affected seasonally. So during the winter months when there was less sun out and less, like less UV, less all of that, and just a more miserable time anyway, I would have more of the depressive episodes, and during summer I would have more of the manic
Do you reckon
episodes.
being in Australia and living in the Gold Coast also helped because the winter was a joke
Yeah.
and you had more sun exposure?
Yeah, I think definitely. Like that's one of the things like I've had to learn over the years is there's so many little triggers that send me this way or that way. And so yeah, like you're 100% right. Like obviously like we were in like quite a stable period. We were always in nice sunshiny weather. We were exercising a lot. So like the depressive episodes, I mean, they were always kind of like there in the back of my mind, but I could catch them a lot earlier. But
Yeah.
this one recently, it was obviously like we moved country. We lost your dad. We had to use all of our savings. We've now moved city. Like everything's just feels like it started from scratch 2 or 3 times this year.
Yeah.
We've just had to keep completely reset. You know, feeling like I don't want to go to the extremes of saying we're on the bones of our ass. Like it's never felt like that. But you know, like we have to be a lot more mindful than we've ever had to be for a long time in
Yeah.
terms of like our finances, and then there's just all these other things going on, so shit just crept up. And I genuinely believe that the tipping point for me was that long weekend where and I mean we don't drink a whole lot now. Like I
No.
I don't get fucking buck wild very often anymore. Like I'll get like reasonably wavy, but I never get into like a really messy state. And I didn't that weekend either. But the Saturday night, we had all of those people over and we were drinking wines, and yeah, I was more or less drunk without. I wasn't a mess, but you know, like I was starting to slur. And then the Sunday night, we went over to a friend's place, and we didn't get messy, but we were still drinking. You know, like I went
Yeah.
home wavy. And then the Monday, because it's still a public holiday, we're at the beach, and I drank more than I needed to that
So you
day.
drank a lot during three
I drank a lot in
straight
3 days,
days, and
yes.
you haven't been drinking that much
No.
for a while.
Yeah, and I think that, because
And you
alcohol,
were already on, you know, it's not like you. I almost said you were already on your way down. Not really, but that was alcohol is at the present,
yes.
so obviously it didn't help.
And so that with everything else, because obviously, like I mean, it's been it's been hard not being able to provide in any sort of way this year, and rebuilding Grizzly back up, and just all of that was already hard, and then adding 3 days of drinking, 3 days of
Crazy, eh?
depressants into my body, like it just that was the breaking point.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what I kind of want to discuss a little bit first is that was, I think, the first time that you've really seen me like that, or have you seen me like that before?
No, no, so low. not so low, because we weren't together when you had the first episode you had when we were together. You were in Australia and I was in Ecuador waiting for my visa in 2015
That's right. I was here by myself.
over there.
Australia, sorry. Yeah, I'd left Ecuador.
So
in
you're on your
Australia.
own and you've never really like lived in another country.
No.
Even though that it was Australia, but still it was like we were away, madly in love. And that, so I wasn't with you, and that was the time when I actually had to speak with your mom, and because I didn't even know how to deal with this, because it, bipolar is not, it's not a new thing, and so many people have it, but also so many people don't know that they have it. So especially in South America, we don't talk about our feelings. Maybe now, but before you just don't talk about your feelings. Your parents will say, go and clean your room and you'll feel better, or nobody will ever tell you, going for a run, you'll feel better. That should be the answer. Your parents will tell you you're crazy, that doesn't exist. So I just didn't know how to deal with it, and it's also very important for, of course you're the person that is going through it, but what about the person that is with the person that's going through it? Especially when you have no idea about it. Like I just didn't know how to. I was googling and so much information, but you gave me that stack of paper and like, yes, okay, in English, but still, like I didn't know how to deal with it. You cannot just tell a person that is going through an episode, like a low episode of like, oh, just feel happy, because it just doesn't work that way. I never said that to you, I think.
No. You've always handled everything.
But I think your mom helped me understand how, like, she explained everything to me. And we were like, a relationship was new,
Yeah.
And me just texting your mom and saying, hey, help me, I don't know how to deal with this. It was just weird, but it was awesome. Your mom is incredible. So she helped me as well. And you spoke with her.
Yeah.
So she helped you as well. But then here, like, after like 11 years, how long have we been together?
Yeah, 11 years.
11 years of being together, having, it's impressive. Like you haven't had your medication for years.
No.
I'm not saying you should just stop having medication. Like in Stefan's specific situation, he was able to, and exercise and nutrition help you, keep a balanced life, let's say. So this was the first time, and with a daughter, and after going through whatever we went with all the things that we went through, it was tough. And also, I was feeling quite low as well, because it's just been a hard year. So both of us, you with your proper depression and me feeling low, just laying down on a Monday morning. It was a hard week. This was what, 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago, yeah.
And then you were also sick, and I was on my period, and I was always sick, and I was sick. I feel like right now I'm like, because I was sick, but my body mentally I was like, I cannot be sick. Someone has to hold it together, exactly. So right now I'm starting to feel like a little bit low. Maybe it wasn't the energy thing yesterday. Maybe it was just me being sick.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I felt guilty, which made it harder as well, because like, still, like, I mean, I know, like, we've all gone through this as a family, but like, you lost your dad this year, like, that's, I can't even comprehend that, and then me having this depression and feeling like I'm just feeling sorry for myself. Like, it was a tricky thing to process. And because I stayed up all that night once I started going this way, and I remember speaking to you about it in the morning, but like, I had to like fucking psych myself up. Like, how do I bring this up to her? Like, it's such a selfish thing to bring up, that I'm feeling like this.
Yeah, but you didn't do it on purpose. Like, it's a natural condition.
That, but that's
Claro,
those are the things that
Claro,
play through your head. And in those moments, like, it is difficult to think clearly. It is, looking back, I'm like, yeah, like, it's not my fault. Like, it's not shitty or selfish. But yeah, in the moment, that was how I felt.
And we are the kind of people that we say, like, I mean, luckily we can do this. Like, if you feel low, we are like, just take the day.
Yeah.
There's so many people with the same condition, they just cannot take the day.
No.
You know, an hour is money for them, you know, it's what they're gonna eat that week.
Yeah.
So we took that week off, kind of. We
Yeah,
worked,
yeah, we
but
more or
we
less
just
did,
didn't
yeah.
really feel like working that much. But it must be so hard for other people, you know?
And which is like the whole like kind of reason for why we started this, right? Is to like just to be able to talk more about balance, finding balance for people. And because like that's the thing, like we get comments, you know, like people look at what we're doing through the fucking lens of social media, and you know, like we've been told multiple times by people that, you know, like they just love the lifestyle that we live and they watch the things that we're doing, and like, but we've built this level of balance and we've built the flexibility to be able to sort of take a step back for a week.
Exactly.
Right, like
It's not
it's-
like we have just like money and we're rich. It's just that we live a simple life.
Yeah.
So because our expenses are quite low and our lifestyle is so simple and more, you know, living the moment of enjoying every little thing that we do, that's why we can do what we do. It's
Yeah.
not like we have heaps of money.
It's
because
the
we
sacrifices.
don't.
It's
It's a
the
sacrifice.
sacrifices
We've done
that people don't see. You know, like
Exactly.
my fucking $10 shoes from an op shop, because I'm like, fuck it, they're Vans and they do the trick, and I'd rather spend the money that we have on other things, right? Like it's just finding the balance, sacrifice here so I can have more of this, and the things that we find important are the things that we obviously prioritize, and we sacrifice
Exactly.
the other things. We keep them
Exactly.
as a special thing. And
We always say, like, when we moved to the city, like, we could be living in front of the ocean, like, at a really expensive neighborhood if we wanted to. But then we wouldn't be able to be Wednesday at 9 a.m. doing this.
Yeah.
That is not bringing any money.
nah.
Like, it's not, like, this is literally,
And there's no expectation
Exactly.
to bring money with this as well.
You
Like
know,
we're making this
exactly.
content because it's
I don't want to
it's
work
important.
more to live in front. I mean, I would love to. Of course, I would love to live in front of the ocean, but right now it's just not what we can do. So we prefer to just not put so much pressure on ourselves after such a hard year. And obviously, your situation, your episode, really tell us, you know what? It's okay to feel like that, because I can't believe you didn't do it any sooner after what we've been through.
It was
But imagine your episode and having to pay, you know, 1,500 rent
Yeah.
on top of all the things. You
Yeah.
know, like, it's like, shit. Like, well, here rent is quite cheap, of course.
And I mean, that's the thing, like that kind of lifestyle is a lot cheaper than it is everywhere else in the world. But, you know, like it would still be, in our current situation, it would be pushing us to our limit.
Exactly.
But, I mean, that whole episode as well, like I think like how you handled it with speaking with Sol and keeping Sol up to speed as much as, you know, a 3-year-old needs to be up to speed, like her understanding that I was feeling sad and it's okay to feel sad. And, you know, she'd just come and give me cuddles. She was checking up on me all the time. Papa, do you still feel sad? Are you feeling happier
That
now?
was the
And
cutest thing.
it was incredible.
And
like
she
it-
was awesome that week as well. Like,
Yeah.
this week she's been a little shit, but that week she was like, it was like she could read the room, you know.
Yeah. And that's like what I kind of touched on in the start of the last episode, is like I feel like she's just so sensitive to emotions. Like she's just so emotionally aware, which is impressive to have that sort of level of like emotional maturity.
Well, you said that you
as
were
a
a kid
toddler.
like that.
Yeah, I was a more sensitive kid. Like I wasn't sitting around fucking crying all the time, but I was definitely like.
One thing is being a sensitive kid, and another
And one thing is being a fucking suki lala. But I mean, I think I have, like, I always have been a more sensitive sort of guy.
Yeah,
And I think, yeah, I definitely see that in her as well.
yeah. How do you feel right now?
I feel good. I feel it was actually this last week, and then even the start of this week, like I've just been so motivated with making my videos and putting in the extra effort and just just so much more, I suppose, aware of what I'm trying to do and more driven and focusing on the details. And I'm loving it at the moment.
And you sold a
Yep, and I had my first little sale with my new programs this morning. So like it's just, I don't know, like it's moving the right way. But I feel like I said to you the other day that something I've never really been too aware of with this whole balance and bipolar and my moods. And because I'm obviously like quite aware of my emotions and my moods and where things are going. But the new element I've never thought too much about is the motivation side of it. Like there's times when I'm just not motivated, and that can send me into a spiral to go down. But then there's times where I am and like I'm fucking loving it and I'm riding it at the moment, but I'm also very cautious to like not fly too close to the sun, because that's the other thing I do, and it's definitely harder to get that balance when you're on the highs, because it feels good and it feels good naturally, and you don't want to take a step back, you don't want to push the brakes. And so I've seen how that can break in the past by like just getting so elevated and so excited and high that I just become real fucking just arrogant, and everything that would normally just be a little bit of fun and a joke starts to get quite mean, and I'm completely oblivious to it. And so with this, I'm like, okay, like it's cool to be motivated and driven and like let's get some work done, but also don't do it at the expense of other things. Like yesterday, Sol was, you were just keen to chill. Sol was playing around in the room. I was working, and every time she came up to me, I took the headphones off and I just listened to whatever it is she needed to hear. Like there'd be times in the past where I might be like, yeah, I'm working, darling, I'm working. I'll come and be with you soon.
Crazy how just a little bit, like she changed. Yesterday it was fine, you know, and then this morning was fine too.
Yeah.
So when we are like, no, not right now, not right now. Shit. Sorry if some other people knew about this, but we just clicked. She just want the attention, and when we give her the attention, everything flows. Literally to the next day, because today was fine. Yesterday she just hated it, like she didn't want to get dressed or nothing. And I don't know, I feel like when she knows that we're there, she's just 3. And if she wants the attention, we're gonna give her the attention. That's not gonna spoil her.
But the thing is like she only wants like 5 seconds of attention. She just wanted to come up and tell me something stupid in the movie. Oh, awesome, darling, that's great. Yeah, fuck yeah, cool. And then she was just on her way, go and do her thing. Okay, I'll carry on working. She'd tap again. Yep, what's up?
She's taking her medicine. She's a bit sick right now, so nothing is a problem when you give the kid attention. It's incredible. Like, why did we not notice about that? Or maybe we did, but sometimes you just get so stressed about life and going back to what's important to you and your family, especially if you have one like this, you know. you just have to be there for the person. Of course, you are there for me a lot, baby. Like you're always there for me, especially when I'm on my days, you know. But it's incredible when you just ¿cómo se dice?
Have your back.
When it's just when you're just there for your husband, your wife, or your kid. It's a different vibe. It doesn't matter if you don't have enough money. It doesn't matter if you have debt. It doesn't matter. But when you are there and you pay attention, everything just flows.
Yeah.
You know, everything. Just pay attention to the person that you have next to you. Just listen to what they have to say. It doesn't matter if it's a 3-year-old or a 38-year-old. Just be there for them. Things just change. It's just magic in the house.
And like that's the one thing that like I will say with this whole like, especially like with the depression side of it, because that's the hardest thing to sort of deal with when it's you, or when you're seeing somebody else go through it. But like for me, like I don't need coddling, I don't need advice, I don't need to be told everything's going to be okay. Like I just need to know that you're there. Like I just need to. Sometimes I want to talk. Sometimes I don't. Like, but if I do want to talk, like I just.
You just approach me, eh?
Yeah. But still, like I just need to say it. You know, like it's okay. Like I want to be heard, but it's more like I just need to get it out there. I just need to say it. I need to release that energy. But yeah, like if you've got somebody who's dealing with a hard time in your life, like just be there for them. Like that's probably enough.
Exactly. Anything else? So how are you feeling? You're okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
He's good.
Yeah, top of the world.
All right, so what are we going to talk in the next episode?
I don't know. We keep saying we're going to talk about spooky shit, but we haven't done it yet. So maybe
Let's talk about spooky shit the next episode.
should we do a nighttime one? I'll tell you what. If we get somebody to comment saying they want us to do talk about spooky topics at night, that's what we'll do.
Okay. All right. Bye.